and Kidd Kraddick in the morning.
Hey, it's Kellie Rasberry with your Showbiz Top 5 for Tuesday. It is March the 30th. Let me turn the Showbiz right side up so I can read it. All right, Mariah Carey celebrated her big 4-0 and her 2-year wedding anniversary to Nick Cannon this past weekend. But instead of doing the big lavish party she's really more famous for, she decided to keep things low-key, just had a few very close friends over to their home in Hollywood, where they got to watch Mariah open all the presents, mainly presents she bought for herself. We hear she got a couple dozen pairs of shoes, lots of Chanel in there. She got a couple of handbags, about 6, I think. Oh, yeah, and a pink Porsche SUV. Happy birthday to Mariah Carey. Now, while Elin Woods will not be in Augusta to watch her husband Tiger play in the Masters, one of his mistresses is going to take advantage of a money-making opportunity. Jocelyn, the porn star mistress, Jocelyn James, she's not going to be in Augusta, actually, but she will be right down the street in Atlanta, where she's going to perform at the Pink Pony 2 hours before Tiger tees off. Rihanna's hired more security after a kind of scary dude wrote her a couple of steamy letters about things he'd like to do with her and to her and on her. He calls himself Buster, and of course Rihanna's trying to, be cool about it and not be, that upset. But her boyfriend, Matt Kemp, said, Rihanna, you really need to take this thing seriously. Sometimes an obsessed stalker fan can go a little too far. So he did convince her to increase security around her. And it was evident this past Saturday night when she was there for the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award. She was surrounded by security detail who drove her around backstage in a golf cart, even when she had to go a distance of no more than 50 feet. Demi Moore got quite upset with Kim Kardashian and had a little Twitter battle with her. Kim was in Miami. She was at a charity function and took a picture with Serena Williams, Lala Vasquez, and also Kelly Rowland. And she captioned it saying, "Big pimpin' with, my girls. Love all you girls." Well, Demi tweeted her and asked, when you use the word pimpin', are you referring to pimping? And Kim, is kind of like, I'm sure, flattered that Demi Moore is even reading her tweets. So she writes back, doesn't everyone? LOL. Well, Demi didn't see the LOL in the situation. She says that the word pimping has been desensitized in our culture, and it's really just another word for being a slave owner. So Kim tried to defuse the situation and wrote back, we're just like dancing to Big Pimpin' by Jay-Z in the club trying to have a good time. Demi's a little sensitive about this slavery issue right now because she and Ashton Kutcher have just taken on a cause close to their hearts, which is ending childhood slavery across the world. So maybe she took it a little bit the wrong way, but Kim says, well, I will acknowledge that Demi had a point, that we are desensitizing a word that used to be considered very vile. All right, mistress number 2 has hired herself a manager, while mistress number 4 has decided she wants to keep her mouth shut and keep her identity a secret. Of course, we're talking about Jessie James and Sandra Bullock and all the scandal around that. Well, mistress number 2, Melissa Smith, she decided she wants to turn this 15 minutes of fame into a little more cash. So she's hired a manager to handle all of her gigs from this point on. If anybody else wants to talk to her, she will pay to say what happened. Meantime, Gloria Allred has announced that her client, mistress number 4, who she described as a beautiful model and successful businesswoman who had an intimate affair with Jessie James, has decided she's going to remain anonymous. She's not going to share her story. She is going to stay behind the scenes. I think that's probably a good move at this point. Now, in the meantime, we hear that Sandra Bullock left her house in the Hollywood Hills yesterday, the first time she was seen out in public, although didn't see any paparazzi photos of her. I guess they're still giving her a bit of a break. But Radar Online is reporting exclusively that she is moving forward with divorce proceedings, so perhaps she had to have a little meeting at the lawyer's office yesterday. So we'll keep you updated on the latest Jessie James, Sandra Bullock drama and all the other Hollywood gossip. But that's your Showbiz Top 5 for today.